Well, we're back on the mill today, as you can see, but we're not going to do milling things. We got an ash slab here. This was one of those big ones that we milled up that has a lot of that blade chatter on it. And we're going to try out a new contraption. So, let me bring you in here. So there's the big ash slab. So I'm building a counter in the store renovation in there, so I need a countertop. This ash is pretty stable the way it is. You can just see a bit of chatter, so it's a little rough. But it didn't cut too bad or nothing, being in the pith cut. I'm using the pith cut for myself, just because they're more unstable. But the way I'm mounting it to the counter, just pocket holes from underneath, so it'll be pretty easy to change it out if need be. But I'm going for around a 7.5 foot counter, I think. A little bit of an overhang on this side. And as you can see, this piece broke off right here. So I think we'll take the saw and we'll just finish it off right there, and it'll be kind of I think that shape will work out nice. Make this the front of the counter, and then we'll just round off these edges. But the contraption. So, if you've seen my previous video on slab flattening, I was going to make a table inside, but then you run out of room pretty quick. So I seen online somewhere a guy made one just for his mill. I was like, that's a good idea, just use the bed of the mill. This is already a nice flat surface of the mill for the mill. I got the rails already, so I picked up some gate wheels and just made a quick little jig. Just a couple pieces of lumber, and then one of the linear rails I had. This is the 4-foot one, so that reaches right across. So I think I can do like a 35-inch slab. So this is a 2-inch slab, and I'm almost as deep as I can go with this router. So I bought MDF to make the table inside, but I think if I make some MDF caps that just sit on these rails, that'll raise me up the 1/2 inch to 1 inch that I need. I'll just make 2 sets, and then I can get this all nice and level here. And then we'll use one piece of full flat MDF, I think, just for shorter pieces. And we'll just use these 2 rails right here. And we'll just use these 2 rails to flatten shorter pieces, cookies and whatnot. But yeah, right now we can use these stops here just to hold it in place. Let's give it a whirly bird. So I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but I don't see why it shouldn't. I don't know if there is gonna be any lift router bounce with the router bouncing, but we'll see. You shouldn't get that with a sharp blade. But we're gonna find out together. I haven't ran it yet. I just threw it on, put it together the other day. So let's test it out. Okay, so first things first, we'll get the saw fired up. There we go. And then cut this little piece off. I think it'll just cause problems. Oh. Cut this right there. Perfect. I'll save that for later. That'll make it cool. Somebody will buy that. Alright, enough pattern. Let's see what we can do here. Roll's good. We'll just have to watch this cord, I think. Alright. So we'll start with taking just a little bit off. Alright, first passing. It's actually so far so good. I'm probably taking a bit too much off, but we're committed now, so let's just continue on. Well, I definitely took too much off at once, but we got it. Took a little extra time, but it's not bad. That'll sand out pretty nice, and it looks flat, so. But at least we're outside. There's a lot of sawdust. So yeah, I don't know if you can see, but pretty flat. Once we get inside, I can put the straight edge on it. But we just gotta flip it and take a lot less off, I think, at once. Hopefully the router can fit down far enough. Oh. It's still heavy. It's sitting flat, so must be flat. Yep. I don't see an air gap, so it's routing flat, which is good. We just need to flatten this side off just a touch. But that jig's working pretty good. No air gap there, so we're flat. I do find it's better to work with the grain or at an angle to it and not against it. But that's pretty obvious, I guess. And there's a bit of flex if you put any weight on it. These rails flex just a little bit, so you want to keep the weight off. This is just a prototype. I think really you'd want a small frame going across just to give these some rigidity, but we'll see what happens. This will work for now, because doing an 8-foot slab, I wouldn't be able to do that on the table inside. Anyways, I'm gonna quickly finish this side off, and we'll show you the end result. I think that's it. It's not perfect, but it's definitely better than before. As you can see, there's a slight difference right there, but I think that's an issue with the bit. But that'll sand out really quick. Oh, I think I'm allergic to all this ash dust. It's really fine. As you can see, there's a lot of it. I'm gonna go find a measuring tape and we'll see where we're at. But I am glad all this sawdust is outside now instead of inside. Oh, when it's all in my eyes. Even with glasses on, you get it in your eyes. Basically need goggles, I think. Alright, 1.11" there. 1.11" there. Now let's go to the other side. Alright, what were we over there? 1.11". An inch and just under, so I call that pretty close to flat. Yeah, it could be this measuring tape too. Perfect, we're flat. I guess I'll give you a sneak peek on what this is going on. We'll see how it kind of fits, and then I gotta cut the ends, so we'll finish off with that. Doesn't feel like it's gained or lost any weight. What way do I want it? This way, I think. It feels flat. Nice. A little bit of sanding. I gotta square that end off. Probably cut this end kind of here-ish, I'm thinking. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. Well, this is my first time building a counter out of live edge, even though I've been milling it for 4 or 5 years. So we'll see how it turns out. Just gonna do some sanding. This is oak. Let me bring you in here. This is oak that I reclaimed from in the horse stalls here, because this building used to be horse stalls. Now we got it all torn out. This is going to be our store in the front. And it was a lot of work planing these all down, but they're going to come out nice, I think. And then we have our countertop. I'll have a bit of an overhang. And it looks like we'll have just enough room. I can quarter around this edge here, so you don't see a sharp corner. Oh, sorry, got a lot of sawdust up in my nose. And then, I think this is good counter depth. Right now we're sitting at 21 inches, so that's perfect. That came out really nice. So I just gotta spend some time doing some sanding, and then we're gonna just clear coat it And I think the oak we're gonna put a light ebony stain on it to stay with our black and white theme here. And this is gonna get, I guess, gonna pocket hole through the bottoms here to attach the top, so it'll be nice and sturdy. I milled all the lumber that built this thing. So I think the new slab flattener works better than the old one. It definitely slides nicer on those wheels. I just need to possibly get a better bit for it. That was just a cheap bit so I could try it out. But it definitely gets it close enough to work with. It's not totally out anymore. Well, I think that's it for this one, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the big like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Well, guys, I think that's it for this one. I'm going to need to get some more coffee in me before I start sanding this. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, hit the like button down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. We got a lot more coming your way on this stuff. And I'll show you the finished product in this whole store once I get a little closer. Well, I hope you guys all have a great week. We'll catch you in the next one.